Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought I would make a collage page. Now this I would like to make for my Friday freebie, and that's for my group on Facebook, which is the Happiness and Crafting group. I'll pop the link below so you can come and join the group, and there's lots of other freebies on there as well. So I thought I would use, now when you're making like a collage sheet or anything, and you're going to photocopy it, scan it in, you must make sure all your images are copyright free. You can use images if you're just going to use it for your own personal use, that's no problem, but if you're going to sell them or pop them in journals or anything, you must make sure they're copyright free. So you can't use anything that's anybody else's. But today I've got some images which are free images here, and these are some of my butterflies from my kits. I've got some papers from my digital kits which I can use because these are the ones that I made. I've got old book paper as well, so I'm going to use all these bits and pieces. This is the sheet. This is a mixed media paper, and all I've done, I've just printed on the back so it doesn't go all blurry on the camera, so I'm going to cover this up anyway. So what I've got some just some book pages here, and that's off an old gardening book and some packaging. So I'm just going to do a background, and then I'm going to pop these bits on top. So what I'm going to use, I'm just going to use some of my matte medium gel here, so I'm just going to pop a bit on there. I thought I would just show you guys how I make it, so then you can all make your own as well. This one that I'm making, because it's my images and images which are copyright free, you can use it in your journals that you sell. Okay, so you can print it off. The only thing I don't want you to do is just reproduce it and just sell it or anything like that as it is, but you're quite welcome to use it in any of your journals. So I'm just going to stick that on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it, and then I will scan it in, and then you can have it for your Friday freebie. And then I'll do another video on making some things with it. So let's just make this first. So actually I think I quite like that jaggedy edge. So let's just pull that up. Stick. This is very sticky. I'll stick that up to the top. Put that underneath, and that's a nice jaggedy edge over there, isn't it? Looks nice. Perfect. Right, so we put that there. Yes. So if you don't want to no, what I'm talking about, if your pages sort of like wrinkle up when you glue them, try gluing both sides, so, or both pieces. So glue the actual piece you're going to glue down, and then glue the surface that you're going to stick it onto, and that generally stops your paper from wrinkling up, because both pieces are wet then. So I find that happens. So if you just sort of glue one, they tend to just wrinkle up and you get like little bubbles in it. But if you glue both, you should find that it shouldn't bubble up so much or wrinkle up. Okay. Now I'm going to use some bits. These are just cut off bits from some of my kits. So let's just stick. I hope I'm in frame, I keep moving around a lot. That's easy. That's it. Okay. I love making these because they're just so easy. So easy, just a sort of a nice project if you're feeling a bit like you've lost your mojo. It's quite nice to get lots of little bits of paper together and start just gluing them down onto a sheet, because I think it's fun. And then just make yourself some tags or little booklets or all sorts of things, little embellishments, and it sort of like gets you going again. Well, I find it does with me. Look at these brushes, I'm wearing them out. Doing very well, this brush. I'm going to have to get another one, so I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, so I've got an old sort of like, it's like a paintbrush, which is really good. So this is the one where I normally use a bit of gesso on. So I'm just going to use a bit of this to make sure it's all stuck down nicely. Make a big mess. Right, let's have a look. What can we put on? I just wanted to put some little bits and pieces on first, and then start actually sticking down the images. Going to do it at home, I would put some music on, because I tend to not talk, so I do apologise. Just pop some music on and just start sticking things down, or put one of somebody that you like watching on YouTube, and then you can just sort of like be in your own little world and start sticking things on. Let's have a look. These are just old bits that are out of the gardening magazine as well. And I quite like how it's just sort of, I've not inked around, I've inked around the edges on these ones, because I wanted them to sort of like stand out just a little bit. I haven't done any on any of these because I quite like it as they are. Okay, so let's have a little bit of colour down the side. Just down this side, I think, like that. You don't have to use matte medium, you can use Mod Podge or whatever glue you want to use. I just use this because it's there and it's easier for me. I don't like it because sometimes the Mod Podge takes a little while to dry and it leaves a sticky sort of residue on top, and because I'm going to photocopy, or not photocopy, scan this in, I don't want it to be too sticky. I do like the matte medium, it's a really good medium to use. Should we make that? No, I don't like that. Put one of these up here. Get fabrics and put fabrics on these as well. So if you just wanted to do a fabric one, which would look quite nice, and then you wouldn't have any too many restrictions, I don't think, on copyright. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look into that. So let's stick some of these actual pictures on now. Oh, that's a lovely bird here. I can go down in the corner. Upside down, there we go. Just some random pictures, looks quite nice, don't they? Where's my little butterflies? That looks quite good, doesn't it? So let's stick these down. Oops. Go. Probably go over this with another layer of the matte medium as well, I think, just to make sure it's all stuck down properly. Don't do it as quickly as I'm doing it, take your time a little bit. So put that one there. Oops. Use paints as well, you can paint on them. Use all your, if you make some, if you've seen my video where I make the homemade stamps and stencils, you could use those on here as well, because you would have made them yourself, so they would have been your own designs, so you can use those if you're going to sell your stuff, and you can use those, which would look quite nice, wouldn't they? I'm liking this. I think it looks really good. Right, where should we put you? There. Oh, my head's not in the way. Go. And then we pop this one just down here, I think. Oh, I also sewed around the edges on these ones, on here, look. Don't know whether I already said that. I think that added a little bit of dimension to it, so it's not too flat. It's bubbly, that one. And I think I'll pop a couple of little butterflies, which we have on here. Three. Yes, so we have these. Oops. This stuff is very, very sticky. Perfect. This one's really stuck down. There's enough glue on there. Put a few on there. Nice big mess. Have you coming that way? There we go, guys. So that is going to be your Friday freebie. So I'm going to leave it like that because I think that's enough on there. So when when it's all dry, I shall scan it through and I will come back. I'll just tidy it up a little bit, and I will scan it through and then I will print some out and I'll show you what we can make with it. Alright guys, thanks for joining me and I will see you soon. Take care, bye bye.